Dragon Ball Xenoverse released back in February of 2015. Critical reception was middling at best, with Destructoid claiming, "Dragon Ball Xenoverse has some of the worst design decisions ever embedded into a video game." In spite of these choices, such as egregious random elements, poor hub world, and jarring difficulty spikes, many fans simply appreciated the ability to create their own character and explore a fresh take on the Dragon Ball franchise. Due to this, Xenoverse went on to sell over 3 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling Dragon Ball game in history. Now, after a few network tests and an appeal to fans for feedback, Xenoverse 2 has released, and the question on everyone's mind is this: will this game bring the series to the next level? Before we get into the review proper, I want to acknowledge any bias I and the rest of the team may have towards this game. First off, we have been fans of Dragon Ball for a vast majority of our lives at this point. Second, we are good friends with many people who worked on this game and Funimation's dub itself. Lastly, Takahata 101, Kaiser Neko, and myself are actually in this game as custom voice options. Subsequently, if you do decide to pick up this game, you can play as us by choosing male voices 8, 13, and 15 respectively. With that out of the way, let's talk about what Xenoverse 2 has to offer. For the uninitiated, Dragon Ball Xenoverse allows you to play as your own customized character. You start by choosing your race: human, Saiyan, Namekian, Majin, or Frieza's race. Two original villains, Toa and Mira from Dragon Ball Online, are wreaking havoc throughout time, and it's your job as a time patroller to protect the Dragon Ball timeline and make sure events happen as they should. This often involves cleaning up little twists, such as Cooler showing up to help out his brother Frieza on Namek. If you've played the what-if scenarios of Dimps' other Dragon Ball games, then you're probably familiar with the concept. However, it's between the story missions where you truly see the improvements in Xenoverse 2, and what the game truly has to offer. First and foremost, the parallel quest system has finally been fixed. Parallel quests, or PQs for short, are the game's primary source of techniques, equipable items, and other loot. Now, in order to get the best loot, you need to complete each PQ with an ultimate finish. Meaning you need to complete extra objectives and the primary one in order to get a chance at the best drops. See, back in Xenoverse 1, sometimes, even if you've completed all of the extra objectives, the ultimate finish might not proc, meaning you have even less chance of getting the items that you wanted. I don't know why this wasn't patched or if it was intentional from the outset, but hey, in Xenoverse 2, it's fixed. Also improved in this sequel is the mentor system, wherein you can find some of your favorite Dragon Ball characters, as well as Raditz and Yamcha, scattered around the now redesigned hub world, all awaiting to teach you some of their iconic moves. Unlike the first Xenoverse game, once they spawn in their locations, that is where they stay. No longer will you need to reload the hub world constantly, hoping that the one mentor you want randomly spawns. God damn it, where are you, Cell? Xenoverse 2 also expedites the time between your mentor's lessons. Now, to progress to the next lesson, you only need to play through the story and complete an advancement test, which is normally a gauntlet fight between 5 of your currently available mentors. The combat system has been tuned up as well. The biggest and most obvious change is now every race has a transformation skill. Saiyans can go Super Saiyan 1 through 3, Frieza's race turns golden, Namekians can grow to the size of an Ozaru, humans hop aboard the flying Nimbus and gain access to the power pole, and Majins turn into a palette-swapped Kid Buu. They apparently have the, quote, best move in the game, but I think the Majins kinda got the shaft here. Each of these transformations comes with its own special mechanics, and while I'm not entirely sure it's balanced, it at least means that if you choose a race other than Saiyan, you have something fun you can do. Unless you're a Majin. The combo system has also been reworked. Some of you may remember from our Xenoverse 1 playthrough that we were able to get through almost any fight by using what we like to call the box combo, which was essentially an infinite combo that would end most any fights using only the square and triangle buttons. This combo doesn't exist in Xenoverse 2, and I think that's for the best. Many combos end with you hitting the enemy away, prompting you to use teleports, stuns, and other attacks introduced in Xenoverse 2 to keep the fights feeling fresh. Other minor changes include some mechanical tweaks to some of the special attacks, the ability to modify your charged ki attacks, and now every enemy will be affected by your attacks, regardless of if they are a boss or not. Seriously, the super armor was super f***ing infuriating. Eat a dick, Whis! These improvements in mind, this game is still far from perfect. Load times can be a little rough, especially if you have to sit through 3 or 4 of them to get into a fight. The vehicles the game provides you for transportation in the hub world seems pointless as you instantly abandon them once you're allowed to fly, which, let's be honest, you shouldn't have to play through the Namek saga in order to be able to do. And finally, my biggest gripe. This game is more about stats and skill sets than it is about actual combat itself. You can be the best player in the world, but it doesn't matter when you go up against a group of min-max tryhards who only spam whichever ends up being the best super moves in the game. No matter what you think or no matter what the marketing tells you, this is not a traditional fighting game. This is an RPG with an action-oriented combat system with many random elements, and the points do matter. At the end of the day, if you enjoyed Xenoverse 1, you will love Xenoverse 2. It streamlines many mechanics that held down the first game and provides more direct methods of getting you what you need. The custom characters have more options available with their transformations, and with all the same skills, outfits, and more from the first, it's a healthy addition to the prior installment. There are still many questionable design elements, but it seems to be a step in a better direction. And hey, if this game doesn't seem like your cup of tea, don't worry, because Dragon Ball Fusions for the 3DS is right around the corner. If you're still on the fence though, why not check out our playthrough of the game featuring our lovely little demon goddess Puddin' over on TFS Gaming. Isn't she cute? Or if you're just in the mood to laugh, why not binge on some DBZ Abridged? This has been Lanipator, and I'll catch you guys later.